Going boom boom in Minecraft is fun. But you know what's even more fun? Yep. Now, if you guys are the few that have watched my stories, you guys would know that I have been building and working on something, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. So we have the brand new TNT tunnel bore machine that everybody is so in love with. I mean, I literally had it right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember the guy's name, so I'm just going to spam it all over the screen right here. Yes, this is him. This is his design. And this right here, you may be asking, well, what is connected to this? How does all of this work, Chapman? I'll show you. This is how it works. You literally just ride it, let it do the work for you, and then when you see lava or something happen, all you literally have to do is just turn around when you're going backwards. So we're going to make sure we're going backwards. We just place a block here, jump out of our minecarts, wrong button, and then we can go and turn off the lava or whatever else is just kind of coming down in our way. Now, this was a bit of an interesting process in order to get here. So if we go back, as you can see, we have a triple barrel over here. So this one will work in the same way too as well. And then we even had a double version. Where did I put the double version? I think it's down here in this tunnel. And yeah, here is the double barreled version. So as you can see, I've gotten pretty innovative with this design. So on this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to build the 4-barrel version. And then once we have these things in place, the flying machine and the pushback system is the same. I'll just show you how to set up the different flying machines like this in order to set up a triple barrel version or the double barrel version if you would like to. Now, you might be looking at that and thinking that is crazy, crazy expensive. And it is when you consider the ancient debris that you're going to need in order for the build. But, take out the ancient debris, and this is literally everything that you need in order to get this thing done. So, I mean, ignore this stuff here in my inventory that was just there from splitting it all up. But this right here, including the ancient debris and then a temporary rail too as well, is everything that you need in order to build this quad barrel, the quad barrel version. Now, before we go any further too as well, all I have basically done here is this flying machine. Those of you who have been around, you'll know exactly who built this. I probably don't even have to give a name, but I will. It's El Mango's. Of course it is. So what this machine does here is it basically just goes back and forwards, and then when it hits something, it retracts itself, and the reverse section here pumps forward one block in order to maintain this thing's, course. So if we remove this here, as you can see, everything pushes forwards, and this thing just flies back and forwards, reactivating itself. By the time the TNT blows, as you can see, it pushes one forward, and it's a pretty sweet system. If we were to push this thing forward one more block, the entire system would break. So we're right on the limits here, which is why if you build this, what you need to do is you need to wait. Like I said, if you see lava, you need to wait until you are on the backstroke. Put a block there in between that observer, remove it, and then to restart the system while you're sitting in the minecart, you just hit this one right here, and you are good to go. So again, before we get into the tutorial, if you see lava or if you see something gonna block it on the backstroke, I missed it. Place your slime block, jump out, remove it, and then you can go about doing whatever you need to, and yeah. Okay, first thing you're going to do, you're going to clear out yourself a little bit of an area or a room, as you can see, so that way you can start. You're going to need at least a 22 by 36 room. That is what, 4, 5, 6 blocks high maybe? So clear yourself out a little room to get started. Words. And then once you have that, all you have to do is just fire the system once and it will start to clear its own little area for you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do for this build is we're just going to head to the back of our build, and we're going to, just build up 2 or 3 blocks off of the ground, and we're going to place down a regular piston. Then we're going to go temporary block, slime block, with an observer facing backwards on top of the slime block, and then a sticky piston facing into the slime block, like so. Once you have this done, you're just going to count a 10 block gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll actually do a 12 block gap, and I'll show you a way on how you can just push this forward in order to, play with the timings of this machine and get it tighter. Okay, once you have your 12 block gap, what we're going to do is we're just going to place down a temporary block with 2 regular pistons facing in like so, with a slime block above them, a slime block in front of them, and then you're going to go temporary block here, bring it across, and run your observers facing out. So you want your little red butts facing into these slime blocks. Okay, once you have that done, you're going to place down your sticky pistons on the inside, so facing to the inside, and that is what the secondary flying machine should look like. So now we can remove the temporary block in between and all of these blocks here, and this is what you should have so far. Now, coming out from this bottom slab, you're going to just add 7 blocks, slime blocks onto it, and do that for both sides. And then on the observer side, we're going to go redstone block, 1, 2, 3, 4, redstone block. Do the same thing on this side, redstone block. And that right there is what you should have. It's pretty straightforward so far. Okay, like I said, the most expensive thing right now so far is the slime blocks. Now, in between here somewhere, we're just going to start anywhere in the middle. And what you're going to do is you're going to build a 3-high wall of slime with another slime block on the outside like this, so it should be offset. Then we're going to have an observer facing down and in, an observer facing in here like that, sticky piston coming out from this bottom block, and then a redstone block on the back here, just the one, sorry. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go temporary block with a sticky piston facing in, and we're just going to mirror this on the opposite side. So we need to go slime block, 1, 2, so it's up. We need to place a observer facing in like so, and then another observer facing down into this slime block right here. Now the difference on this side is we're just going to place an observer facing in, okay, so that's in right there, with another slime block on the outside here, and another observer facing into that. They should both line up with those pistons right there. Now, our final step is to place our trap doors here and here, but we need to jam this system up before, so that way it just doesn't go anywhere. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get some trap doors on top of these observers here, but we don't want the system to fire. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the temporary block that we placed here, and then just how we normally are going to stop the system, what we're going to do is we're just going to place a temporary block here. Then we're going to go trap door with another trap door on this side. As you can see, the system stays in place and we are ready to go. We can now remove this block, and that is what everything should look like. So these here should line up. Once these touch this is what's going to push this forward and then activate the boom boom systems once we get them in place. This system here, once it backs up and hits here, will shuffle forward, and this is what creates your automatic, push forward, fly back flying machine. If you can think of a more compact thing, go for it. Innovation is key. So now, if you want to be able to sit on this thing and ride it as it flies back and forwards, what we're going to do is we're just going to place one more slime block, then our fence post with a slab in front, temporary rail, minecart, and then remove the rail. Right there, we are at push cap. So all we have to do is add another block anywhere. It could be on this observer, it can be in between, but nonetheless, right there, that is a flying, rideable, activating machine. So as you can see, once we get to the front here, we can change the delay just by pushing that thing forwards. But yeah, what you have here is a flying activator. So all it does is push your redstone blocks forward. Each of those are at their push limit, so you can't add any more blocks to them. But yeah, and as I was saying, you can flip these trapdoors in order to get them to stop. But what I've found is to just, on its way back, place a block right there. You can easily remove that. When you get out of the rail, you either end up on the slab or this fence post right here, and it's quite a glorious machine. Now, the way to activate it, like I said, is to always hit this trapdoor here behind you, so that way when you stop yourself going backwards, you activate yourself going backwards. So as you can see, when we hit this here, and it doesn't mess up the distances between our two things here. So just wait till you go backwards. Place a block right there in between and you are good to go. Okay, so that is what the flying activator machine looks like right there. And as I was saying, I take no credit for this flying machine. This here is all Ilmango. If you're wondering how to do the 3 wide version, that right there is how you do the 3 wide version. Okay? And for the 2 wide version, just remove this redstone block and put your redstone blocks here instead of 1 wide out, or leave them that wide, doesn't matter, and you should be good to go. Okay, but it's boom boom time. Okay, so just for reference, we're going to be building it the same way as Borkin. These are where our note blocks are going to go. So our redstone blocks here are going to come to the side and activate it. And these ones here are going to be up 1 block. Now, you guys can head over to that guy's video, give him credit and watch it if you would like to right here. I'm going to build it once and then we're just going to copycat it over and I'm going to do it really quickly. So we're going to go note block, observer, regular block, sticky piston facing in with 2 slime blocks on top of the note block. Regular piston facing in this way with an observer facing out. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go sticky piston, observer, regular piston, temporary block, honey block, 2 slabs along the bottom, solid block in the middle, remove that temporary block, wall, observer, coral fan, temporary block, slab, slime. Just like that. So simple. So easy. Right here is where we've got to push in our minecart with rail. And right here is where we have to put down our TNT. We got to do that right away. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to go temporary block with a regular piston. Then a sticky piston facing inwards like so. We're going to leave that temporary block here. And this is where we're going to run our 4 pieces of ancient debris. We do not want to put a solid block here because it will blow up. Then we can remove this temporary block and put our observer facing out. So we want the face going outwards. So as you can see the arrow, that's where the little red butt comes in. We can now remove this. And as you can see, we are officially done the TNT bore. All we need to do now is just go temporary block, detector rail, minecart. We're going to go block, block with a sticky piston facing in, a lever, activate it. And baby, we are done. We're cooking. Now we just need to repeat that 4 times, 3 times. Okay, and with everything prepped and ready, this is what your monstrosity should look like. It's absolutely amazing. It is stunning. Now what we need to do is we just need to test every system. So we're just going to fire each of these note blocks once, and we're going to wait. Okay, yeah. Do the same thing for this one. We can even jump over and do this one right away. Okay. And perfect. So all 4 of them have fired. So now all we need to do is sit in our little chair here, activate the switch, and we're mining, baby. Okay, so as you can see, the timings on this, we've got a few second delay here before we fire another TNT. Now, in order to really dial this thing in, we're just going to fire this forward once, just by placing a redstone block on it. Explosions, and we still got 1 more delay. So let's push this forward 1 more block. So just like that. And now let's watch this thing. Boom. As soon as it fires, there's another one launching. Now we can't push it any more than that. If we push that thing 1 more closer, we're gonna have a critical meltdown. This thing is gonna have a friggin' hiccup, and yeah. So again, this is why it's important to keep in mind, especially if you've got it dialed in like this, that you're stopping it on the backstroke and then restarting it on the backstroke. You can hit that one right there if you would like to, and that's going to automatically push you forward. So try to keep that in mind. This one is to launch you forward, and this one is to launch you backwards, as long as you were paused in the middle so you're not up against anything. So I mean, the arrows on my observers kind of, you know, dictate that. But yeah, this is useless right here. This is absolutely useless right here. So, okay, here we are on the, as you can see, I have, oh my goodness, 2 of these suckers set up. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty, doers. So we have 8 TNT bores going right now, and it's pretty extreme. It's pretty extreme. Now, the only problem is I managed to get these ones offset here when I tried to stop these for the ancient debris that I was finding, and I need to fire this one first. But now let's just kind of show you the marvel of these things. So what I'll do is I'll show you how these things work in sync. Well, especially, it's kind of tough getting 2 going. Look at that, I got another one up there too. But once you do get them going, I mean, yeah, we're finding ancient debris at a pretty high rate here, and I am in love with it. Now, the one thing that you do have to keep in mind is this system is not fully AFK. So you do have to keep your wits about you while you're still using this, because if this piece of blackstone right here in between these two barrels doesn't blow up and it gets stuck to that right there, it's going to lock up one of the systems. And I mean, you don't really have a problem. It just stops this flying machine from pushing forwards and your TNT machine stops. Nothing breaks. It just doesn't, it just stops. Okay, so I've got a few more pieces to get, as you can see. One more over there too, and there's one more up there. So, I mean, this is exposing quite a bit of material, so let's just give this a little go here. Make sure I have my block on me. We're one push away. There we go. Okay, so now with this one starting to activate, I can run over to this one here now. And hopefully try to time this right. Oh, I almost got it. Oh, so close, so close. Let's see what happens here. Look at that. Oh, they're a little off sync. This might not go well. Yeah, this is sketchy. But yeah, they can be a little chaotic when you get a couple of them going at one time. But as you can see, with just one of them, so let's just do the one here for a few minutes. So we have some lava over there, but we should be good. So let's just hit the system here. And yeah, you'll see that just one of these things is fantastic. We don't really need two. I was just trying to flex. You know me. But yeah, no problem whatsoever. So you can see we've got these blackstone spots in front of us, and we are just absolutely blasting right through them. They provide no resistance. And you're obviously going to want to, you know, be at the appropriate Y level in order to mine for the best results of ancient debris. And then finally, while you're watching, just make sure, because as you can see here, this block, that would have been a trouble block. That would have completely locked down the system. But so far, so good. So far, so good, doers. See, some of these lava things you don't even have to worry about. Ooh. And you can just let this one mine. And you know what I'm going to do? I'll show you how to fix these machines. If you crunch this together, okay, and it compresses itself, here, it's so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. Remove this slime block. System's going to fire once. And then you're just going to replace and move this TNT, or sorry, this observer and this, and then remove this piston too as well. And then we're going to go sticky piston with the slime block on top of it, the observer going into that, and then our regular piston going into this system here. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to remove this sticky piston, come to the front here, because this piston too as well is going to be compressed backwards and into the thing. We're going to remove that, shuffle one piece of ancient debris forward. So we need to take that and then move it to the front here. And then we can go temporary block, piston, remove the temporary block, face the observer going back into the ancient debris, and then come back to the back here and replace our piece of slime in front of this observer. And as you can see, our system is back to normal. And this whole time, I should have been having this machine flying forwards too while I was doing that, because I'm going to now stagger these things so that way they don't blow each other up. Genius! And click. Beauty. But there you go, doers. So, oh no, hang on. We'll do the outro in a second, because this is pouring all over the machine. But nonetheless, there we go. Back in action. That's going to do it for this episode, you guys. Now, if you guys like this TNT board and you guys want to give it a shot in your world, go for it. But make sure you go over to Borkin's channel and give that guy a big shout out, because this thing is absolutely amazing. El Mango too as well. This is an ancient build. And yeah, with just a little bit of innovation, as you can see, we are making progress here. Absolute progress. So, leave a like, consider subscribing, shop Happy Chappy for your world downloads. I'll put this one in a world download too for you guys, okay? Link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Oh my god, I gotta stop this lava. It's gonna burn the coral fan, and I've got no more. Simple. Simple. Now watch this thing blast through all Blackstone for the outro. Love you guys. Peace.